show you giant inflatable Iron Man that my son got for his 6th birthday. Also, I'm Harley. Hi. So tonight on Harley's Sleepytime Cinema Selection, on a very special Valentine's Day Sleepy Selection, we are going to watch True Romance. This movie came out in 1997, and everybody who's anybody, and some people who weren't somebodies yet, are in this movie. It stars Christian Slater and Patricia Arquette. They are a couple, sort of. And, okay, let me back up. In the movie, Christian Slater is just down on his luck. He's having a rough time. He wants to spend his birthday watching kung fu movies. He has nobody to go with him. He works at a comic book store. He goes and he drinks by himself. And then he's going to go watch a bunch of kung fu movies. He tries to talk a prostitute into going with him just to keep him company. And as it turns out, Patricia Arquette walks into the theater and ends up spilling her popcorn on him. Ends up watching the movie with him. They go and get pie after the movies are over and then go back to his place and, then he wakes up a little bit later and he can't find her. And when he goes and does eventually find her, she admits that a friend of his paid her to bump into him, that tonight is her first night as a call girl, and he was her first call. But now she's really sad because she thinks that she's in love with him, and she's afraid that he won't want her because of her profession. He surprises her by saying that he doesn't care, and he does love her, and he wants to marry her. So that's what they do. They go get married. And then, as it turns out, she has nothing with her, obviously. She has the clothes and the coat that she had on, and that is it. So when he's like, hey, where's your stuff? She's like, it's with my pimp. And so he decides he's going to go get it for her. That's when we find out that her pimp is Gary Oldman, who just happens to be hanging out with Sam Jackson. Ends up killing Sam Jackson in front of Christian Slater. And then Christian Slater just steps up and turns into like a giant badass and takes what he thinks is her suitcase. Instead, it ends up being a suitcase filled with like the most cocaine I've ever seen in my life. Instead of turning said cocaine into like the police or authorities or anything like that, he decides that's a lot of money sitting right there in that suitcase. And he has a friend who works in Hollywood as an actor, albeit he's usually an extra in movies. He's going to call up his friend, and they're going to drive to Hollywood, and all of these Hollywood actor types, they're going to want all this cocaine that he now has. And that's where like chaos kind of ensues. Tom Sizemore makes an appearance in this movie. Bronson Pinchot makes an appearance in this movie. I know I'm forgetting a bunch of people. Oh, Christopher Walken plays a really badass mobster and has a really killer scene with Dennis Hopper. Dennis Hopper plays Christian Slater's dad in this movie. There is a part that is between them where it is just so moving. You forget that Dennis Hopper is playing a part, and it's just so convincing that he is protecting his son. He is doing everything he can to make sure that his son is safe. Val Kilmer is in here. Gary Oldman, I said him. Brad Pitt plays the funniest stoner roommate. He ends up smoking half a letter because that Christian Slater has like sent to his friend out in Hollywood to say, hey, I'm coming and I have all this coke. Line up some sales for me. No, Brad Pitt smokes the letter, so dude has no idea why Christian Slater and his new wife show up on his door. It's pretty funny. So I think you should take a minute, go watch this movie if you've never seen it. If you have seen it before, go watch it again because it's good and it's worth it. And it will just put the warmth of the spirit of Valentine's Day into your soul, and it'll make you happy. And that's all you need to do, is just be happy. So go be happy. Me and Iron Man, giant Iron Man, we're going to go watch our movie. Good night, guys.
All right. make sure to like, click this button to subscribe. And if you want to see more videos like this one, click here to see the playlist. And if there's a third button, click that one too. And then tell me what it does down below, because I didn't put it there.